Hello everyone, it is Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon, and today is the first of a new weekly series called OmniPoke Versus, where I'm going to be talking to the big names in the Pokemon trading card game and getting to know them a little bit better in a cheeky interview whilst we play some fun games on PTCGO. So, for this first week, I have none other than Reklev. I won't tell you much more about him, you probably know him already, but he's going to be doing most of the talking while we go through some fun games. So, this is the deck I'm going to be playing just for a bit of fun, and we'll jump into the games, and I'll start firing away. So, Tord, how you doing, first off?
Hey, I'm fine. Doing good at the moment.
Nice one. So, Tord, where are you from?
I'm from Norway, up in the cold north.
And how old are you?
I am 23 years old.
Great age, great age. What would you say is your profession?
Um, right now, it's probably Pokemon player slash student.
Okay, yeah. I mean, fair enough. You've earned enough from Pokemon to say that that's part of it.
Yeah, basically.
So, how long have you been playing the game?
I've been playing since 2005 competitively. But I learned the game when I was in kindergarten, so that was around year 2000. So been playing for a long time.
So, what brought you back into it after that little gap?
It was just I discovered that people play tournaments. I didn't know that before.
Okay, okay.
So when I was like 6 years old, and I could play the game, but I didn't know people played it in tournaments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then later I discovered that they did. I found my local league, and yeah, I've been playing ever since.
Oh, nice one. So, Tord, what is your favorite Pokemon?
Definitely not Greninja. Oh my God, what is this? Celebi. Celebi is my favorite
Celebi.
Pokemon. Yes.
Okay.
I also bring a mascot for Celebi to every tournament I go to.
No, I've seen it. I've seen it in the flesh. He's not lying. Um, what's your favorite video game? Have you ever played any of the video games?
Yeah, of course. I played all of them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think my favorite is Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. It was
Nice.
the follow-up to Pokemon Colosseum to the GameCube.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a really good answer. Man, that's a quality game.
It is, right? I
I've,
really enjoyed that.
yeah,
Felt it was like years ahead of its time,
nice.
the franchise.
Okay, this one you might need a little bit of time for this one. But if you were an Elite Four member, what type would you pick, and what would your team have? So I think Elite Four members have like 5 Pokemon. What would your team be?
Ooh, that'd be hard. One of them could be Celebi. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. So you'd have to be Grass or Psychic if you go down that road. Because Elite Four are all the same type. They're like a gym leader.
Yes, that's true. I'll just continue with the Grass and Psychic types, I guess. It could be like a split, both Grass and Psychic.
Sure, I'll give you that.
I'll have to do some Googling. Oh, Alakazam should be one of them. I like that one.
Okay, the Psychic route, I like it.
Yeah, let's go the Psychic route. Alakazam, you... Espeon is cool. Yeah, I'm a gym leader. I don't need more Pokemon, do I?
That's fine. That's fine. If there's not many you like, that's cool. All right, maybe a bit easier. Can you pick a starter Pokemon from each gen?
Yes. Squirtle for the first one. And then Totodile? No, Chikorita, I think. Chikorita. Gentry. I'm trying to play Grenina against you at the same time. Let's see. Let's find some procs.
Yeah.
Maybe Torchic for Gentry.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped playing much video games after Gentry, actually.
Okay.
Then I don't know, beat the league, and that was it on the rest of the games, I think. So, yeah, I think I have to stop at Gentry here.
Alrighty, that's fine.
This is just random.
So who's best, Ash, Misty, or Brock?
Ash is kind of like a whiny little kid, but I think I like him the best anyway, because he continues to push for his dreams and tries to be the very best, and I like that.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So on to a few more card-based ones. What's your favorite card of all time? Can you pinpoint one?
For a very long time, that was Darkrai EX from Dark Explorers, the guy that gave you free treat.
Sure.
But now I think Zoark is in good contention for being my favorite card printed of all time. I feel like it was almost made for me. It has everything I want.
Yeah, that's yeah, I can't argue with that really. What's your favorite full art card? Do you normally play with full arts, or do you just get whatever you can get your hands on?
No, it's like I normally try to play just all lowest rarity, but lately I've been playing some full arts just because they're easier to find in the deck. I don't know, I think pretty much all full arts are pretty cool. I think full art Guzma is actually pretty cool. I like that card.
Nice one. Nice.
Very, very nice card.
What would you say is your favorite deck of all time?
Ooh. So I probably have to pick one of the decks I won on international, right? I think I will not pick Gardevoir. I think. Even though I think that was the most broken deck I played.
Okay.
I think I have to go with Circle is about.
Yeah. Good deck.
Jumbo Guard was also good, but Circle is, but I feel like just such in control of the games. Which with Jumbo Garbodor, I felt like it could be more random. I just had to play to my outs, but at any point the game could be, I could lose just because I wouldn't be able to draw out of an N or something. But with Zoark, you can't brick mid-game, basically, which is just such a big deal. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, enjoy that.
What deck has brought you the most success? This is actually hard to pinpoint because you've had so much success.
If we can specify it to a type, it will be pretty easy, I think.
Okay.
So dark types have definitely brought me the most success through my Pokemon career. Because I've been playing Darkrai and Yveltal for many years. And now I've been playing Zoark straight for the last, since it's printing. Garbotoxin felt almost like a dark type since it's so disruptive. So.
Okay.
What's
the worst deck you ever used at a tournament, other than like when you were a beginner? So like as an experienced player, what's the worst deck you've ever played at a tournament?
Ooh, I can remember one deck I'm still hating. I played Blastoise for an ECC one year with 4 Super Scoops ups.
That sounds pretty greedy to me. Stage 2 deck, space for 4 scoop ups.
I thought it was so broken. It was pretty broken. I still think it was the best deck, but it was just so inconsistent.
Okay. And what's the worst deck that you've ever lost to? Again, like since being an experienced player.
Ooh. That's That's a good question. I really disliked the Guardian Lucario deck, even though it's not that bad, but just feel kind of high rolling. And I just recently lost to it actually in Malmö. So let's pick that one for now.
Okay. So, Tord, who do you believe is the best player of all time?
Accomplishment-wise, I think that's pretty easy. That's Jason Klasinski. He has the most, no doubt, I think.
Yeah.
So let's go with Jason.
Okay. And who's been the best player in the last 3 years?
I really don't know. I think a lot of players deserve some mention there. Last 3 years, I don't think anyone has been super dominant, like one specific person. More like maybe 5 to 10 people total that has been doing very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
That's
I don't think I can pinpoint it more than that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And, I think most people know who those 10 are as well. So
Yeah. Who is your favorite player to test with or sort of exchange ideas with?
No, not my Ninja. Don't really know. It's I'm mostly doing all my testing online against random people. So maybe I can say myself because I
Sure.
I like to do all my testing with myself and just try to question myself about everything, every inclusion in the deck, every reasoning, every play I make, and so on. I have a lot of good friends I've tested with as well, of course, but I don't think it will be fair to say that I enjoy playing with one of them more than the other. So
That's fine.
Let's pick myself.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Do you have any rivalries in the game, or is there someone who like you just keep ending up facing in tournaments like way more than you should?
I think I faced around Sable House in all the big tournaments I attended that we have both been in so far.
Okay.
It's been pretty crazy. We didn't face in London though, but we faced at NA, Worlds, and Australia. So it's like that's 3 out of 4
Yeah, that's more than the average, I guess.
that we could face, and all of them have been pretty big number of tournaments as well. At least from my scale.
Yeah, for sure. So where would you place yourself like right now as a player on a national and global level? Where would you put yourself?
Wait, did I evolve both of these guys this turn? Oh my god. No!
It's working. The distraction technique.
No. That's a good question. I don't really know. I guess I want to put myself up among the other 10 people somewhere. That's been doing very well for the past couple of years.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. What would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
I think just being able to adapt to every game gives me lots of advantage because no game is equal, right? So you can test a matchup 100,000 times and you will still sit down in a tournament and encounter a situation you've never seen before because there are just way too many combinations of cards that can happen in every game. So you have to always be able to adapt and find the right play, even though you never encountered the situation before.
That's a really cool answer. I like that. Okay. What would you say is your biggest weakness as a player? Or is there something that you're like actively trying to work on when you practice?
I think actually it might sound silly to some, but I never felt that I was good at doing the right meta calls for a tournament.
Oh God.
Like I obviously been doing some pretty sick meta calls lately, but before that, I always felt like my decks were pretty weak in the field. But I might have broken the curse already. I just feel like it isn't gone yet.
Oh, that's really interesting, actually. For someone who's like made some insane calls lately, that's pretty interesting to hear. Okay.
Yeah, I think those days are over. So I don't know. I even bought a watch so I can play faster at tournaments now. So
That's good. Yeah. It may have been a criticism previously from some. Well, I know some players say it, but
so I know I'm always trying to work on my weaknesses, but I don't think I have any big flaws at the moment, at least. Hopefully. So I'm happy with that.
yeah, nice one. When was the last, or what was the last tournament that you attended?
That was a big one or a small one?
You can do both if you want.
Last big one was Malmö Regionals, and last small one was League Cup. Yeah, I think a League Cup last week.
Where was that?
In my hometown, Trondheim. So
nice.
very local stuff.
Cool. What's been your best result in the last year? These questions will make more sense for other people. I'm sure.
Well, I was pretty happy with the North American Internationals win because that was the biggest tournament ever held. So I think I have to go with that one.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I'm of course very happy with my European finish and my Oceania finish as well.
What's been your best Worlds result?
That's actually a little more interesting. I have attended Worlds for many years actually, and I've been pretty consistent, but I haven't been pretty consistent in the top. I've usually made top 32 at most of them. I can't even remember how many top 32s I have, but I have like 4 of them. And I have one top 16 from seniors. So I have loads of top 32s, but I haven't been able to go any further than that. So I will try to work on the world's meta. Maybe that's my weakness. I can't figure out how to beat people at worlds, even though it's the same people. I'm able to beat the rest of the year. I have no idea. I don't even think I ever lost to a Japanese guy, so it can't be that either. I don't know. It's hard.
What's been your favorite Worlds location so far? You've been to a few, I guess.
Where are you playing the Evolution Sprite multi-switch, by the way? What's this? And
For
timer
the
ball.
memes.
Oh, say that again.
For the memes.
No, the question.
Oh. What's your favorite Worlds location?
That was Hawaii in 2012, for sure.
Okay, just a cool place.
Just insane. So nice there. Yeah, definitely.
What was your proudest tournament result of all time? There's a lot. Oh man, it's just too much for you.
I was super proud when I first won my nationals because that was something I thought almost never will happen. It was I felt cursed to never win it. I think I made top 8 3 times or something.
Wow.
Before actually I was able to win it, and that was my first big proud moment. But after that, I know I had a lot of proud moments.
Yeah.
I still put Enna pretty high just because it was the largest tournament in attendance ever. So
Yeah, makes sense. But I can see like a Nats as well is a big deal,
it,
especially.
yeah, it was a really big deal for me back in 2012. It's very, very happy with that, even though it was the size of a league cup.
Yeah. Big win. Big win.
It was back then.
Okay. So talking a bit more about like the format itself, what would you say is the best current deck in standard?
Not Grenina.
True. Any actual answer?
The best current deck.
In standard. I'll ask it again and expanded in a sec. Spoilers.
I'm thinking it's definitely a Zorak variant, but it kind of depends on the meta game. So I play the same 45 cards in all my decks.
Yeah.
So not completely sure which range is the best right now. I still put Zorak or Lispod very highly. I don't know if it's the best version of the deck currently.
All right. I think we're pretty there. Everyone knows you're the Zora guy at this point, so it's pretty much there.
Pretty much.
So same question for expanded.
Last time I got asked that question, I had played 5 games total in expanded. Now I played 10 games total.
Ooh.
So the games were with Zorak eggs. So
nice.
And the Zorak eggs decks was very good. So let's go for that.
Cool. Oh, 30 hammer? Todd, you're greedy.
Nah, I play 4.
You play 4? Oh my god. Okay, so I guess seeing as though you've only played 10 expanded games, it's easy to say that you prefer playing in standard than expanded.
Yes, definitely. We don't have much expanded tournaments in Europe at all, anyway. So it never made sense for me to even test expanded. I think we had 1 expanded tournament last year, and this year we will have 1 expanded tournament as well. I will actually be going to this one though. That's why I've been playing 5 extra games.
So, forced yourself to play 5 games, you trooper.
It will be more. But. I feel like I made a lot of mistakes this game. Blaming you.
Blame me? Cool.
Yeah. I should have been able to win already. How many supporters have you been playing? You play a lot of supporters here.
I do. Is this a smart way to deny game? I think it is. Broken.
Oh, wait. Wait a second, boy.
There's just no way that that's wrong.
Oh my god, I'm losing now.
Okay. So if you could ban any card from either standard or expanded or both, what would you choose to ban?
I think I will ban Max Elixir for standard.
Okay.
Just because it's just so random.
Mm-hmm.
Every game's so dumb.
Okay. Anything for expanded, or is it just all?
I think Egg might need a banning in expanded. The egg was pretty broken when I played it. You're just able to break so many rules every turn.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is rude, Tord. This is just rude.
Back in you go.
So I need to do this.
Can you Devil Spray the Artillery, please?
Thinking about it.
Wait. No! Scam!
Okay. Where were we? Right. Are you a player that likes to master one or two decks, sort of tweaking it as you go and really making something correct? Or will you go into every single individual tournament and think that you'll play pretty much everything or anything as long as you think it's like the right deck for the tournament?
I think I can play anything as long as it's the right deck for a tournament, but at the same time, I spent so many hours into testing before the tournament and not during. I always find it amusing when people write tournament reports on the deck, and they want to change 2 or 3 cards after the tournament.
Right.
That just screams lazy to me. Then you haven't cared to do anything up to the tournament.
Sure. So people should. You're at the point where you know what your 60 would be with a handful of decks, maybe already.
Kinda. If you try to focus on too many decks, your focus is too spread, and you can't make the optimal 60. So I feel it's better to try to pinpoint the exact deck you want to play as early in advance as possible, and then you can put as much time and effort into that deck as possible.
Yeah, nice one. And do you have a certain philosophy when choosing decks? Do you always go for a similar style, or do you try and mix it up? Again, like whatever it takes kind of mentality?
Yeah, just trying to find the deck that gives me the biggest chance of winning the tournament I'm attending. So that means I'm trying to find the best deck for the format. So kind of using the mentality that the game designers must have made a mistake somewhere, and I'm going to find it and exploit it.
That is a brilliant. Like that has to be true. You'll always find somewhere where someone's gone wrong.
Yeah, like there's way too many cards legal that they can't have made a mistake somewhere, that some combo is just way too good.
Nice. That's actually such a funny way of thinking about it, but it's actually just very often true. That's pretty cool.
It is. My philosophy is that there is always one best deck in format. I just have to find it. Mm-hmm. And if there's not one, I have to make one.
Good plan. Okay. Are you a superstitious player at all? Do you have like a set ritual? Do you bring certain things? You said the Celebi you normally bring with you. Do you have any other sort of tokens or lucky charms that you have when you play?
I think the Celebi thing is the main thing. I have a lot of Celebi tokens, though. I have a Celebi metal coin, and the plushie, and the playmat, and green dices and stuff.
It's like a beginner. I love it. So excited for Celebi. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Do you pay much attention to foreign tournament results?
Yes, I think that's pretty important. That's mostly to look at the metagame and see where other people are in the loop, basically.
Oh man, what is this? I've been hard countered.
Let's go.
Good lord. Okay. How do you test before big tournaments? We've spoken about it a little bit here and there, but do you want to go into maybe a little bit more detail? What's your process of, like you said, sometimes you need to think about creating a new deck altogether. You've done it a few times now. How do you like approach the biggest tournaments of the year?
So I do play a lot of games. Just I just play a lot of them, but I think I use even more time just staring at my deck list and thinking, and just going through all the different matchups in my head and how they will probably work out.
Okay.
So
I guess that's made possible by the amount of games you play as well.
yes, so when you played way more games than a human should play, then you can play some games in your head as well, and you can kind of see if it's a matchup should be hard or not. You're mostly able to just see how Pokemon are going to trade against each other. So it's kind of easy to see that a Zoroark won't trade well against a Gardevoir Gale deck.
Sure.
But that's a matchup you have to play to find out that it's actually very possible if you sit down and play it, because what you're not considering is the consistency aspect of the game when you're just thinking about how things trade up against each other.
Sure. That's pretty cool. 3 candies in your hand.
Yeah, boy.
Okay. What's the next tournament that you're prepping for, by the way? What's next on the list? Big tournament.
Next big tournament is Prague. It's a special event. So it's not something big, but it's something.
Yeah. Points on the line. Nice one. How much time do you spend on Pokemon each week, would you say? Just like in general, like playing, theorying, reading articles, or even making content of your own? How much would you say?
Too much, I guess. That's actually a very hard question, because I haven't sat down and counted the hours, but it's definitely a lot. So I think if I say 5 hours a day, I will definitely not say that it's more than it is.
Okay, so it won't be over 5 hours a day.
Oh, the other way.
Oh, it will be over 5 a day?
Yeah, it's at least 5 hours.
Wow, okay. Wow.
Like, at bare minimum, it's at least that.
Alrighty. Have there been any cards or decks that you were like super excited to play? Maybe like when you saw scans, or when you first just sort of heard about the card, and then after you like play it for a little while, it ended up like completely flopping and just being like terrible.
I had one card come to mind pretty fast there. It was a Dragonite EX from a couple of years back, which kind of reminds of the Tapu Koko GX that is now, where you can move all energies in play onto it. Sure. I thought that would be a really good deck. So I bought 4 of them, but I don't think I ever tried even to make the deck.
Oh.
It just wasn't good.
That's funny though. Okay.
It was not good.
Are there any cards from the new set? Have you had a look at the scans, by the way, for the latest Japanese cards?
Oh, I have.
More or less. Are there any that you're super excited about? Maybe a deck that you're going to try and build?
Wait, give me 5 seconds. I have to do this, Mallow.
Yeah, that's fine. Why am I losing to this?
That's a better question.
Oh dear.
So now we just puzzle, right?
Naturally.
This looks good. There we go.
Oh no.
You ready?
I'm really not. 150 is too much for Zoroark. Oh, I can draw cards. Insane. Okay, I'm back in it. Right, let me send that question your way again.
Yeah. Okay, say it again.
What are the new what cards are you excited for the new set?
The Ultra Beast have gotten a lot of support now.
Mm-hmm.
And at first sight, that looks broken. Like the Beast Ring that lets you attach 2 energies from the deck. That looks way too powerful. I hope it's worse in testing than it is in theory.
Mm-hmm.
That looks just so broken.
Okay.
It's not fun at all.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, I don't think you can even get around it because it's 3 and 4 prizes, I think. So
Yes, exactly. So you can't. It's hard to play around. Maybe there's like your opponent only has 1 turn to find them, and if he doesn't, he can't use them because you will take another 1 or 2 prizes next turn again.
Yeah.
So you can kind of dodge him. So he only has like a 1 turn window, but still, it still looks like it has a lot of potential to be very good.
Mm-hmm.
And in worst case, it's just another super high roll deck that you can lose to at any point. So it's not gonna be. I'm not too excited for it, honestly.
There's gonna be weird interactions where it's almost like you just have to expect an insane turn to come back your way if you take the first 2 prizes. It's like knowing someone has a twins or a teammates or something. You just have to expect that something's gonna happen to you if you take a certain amount of prizes.
Exactly.
It's gonna be really weird. Okay. So when a new set comes out, do you normally just buy singles of what you think looks good, or do you buy boxes and rip open the boosters?
I just buy singles. I don't have the money to buy 20 boxes to get all the cards I need. That's just way too expensive for me.
Where's the fun in that, Tord? Where's the fun? All the good cards could be in the box.
I know, so that's why I open a lot more tournament winnings than I should.
Ah, that's how you get around it.
I mean, last year I won so many boxes. It's not even funny. So I have opened a lot of boxes, believe me. I just haven't bought them.
That makes it way better. Okay. So when new stuff comes out, how do you sort of judge them? Do you have to wait until you're actually playing with the cards, or are you pretty good at just seeing what looks good just from like raw stats and numbers and stuff like that?
Yeah, look at the translations. But normally I make it a point that I don't want to look at them I look at them, but I don't want to think about them and try to see how they will impact the metagame and stuff, because normally you have 2 or 3 more big tournaments in the format you're playing now, so trying to think about what could be good next set feels like just a diversion to what should be your main focus, and trying to find out what's good right now. Because if you always try to look forward and think, oh, what's the next big thing, you're never going to get anywhere where we are right now.
Yeah, I like that.
So I try to divide my time and focus into what's important just at the moment and go from there. Because even though you put down an insane amount of time, there's still limited amounts of time you can put in. So I'll always try to make the best of it.
And do you keep an eye on Japanese meta? Do you look for wacky Japanese lists on like Twitter or anything like that?
It's all fun to see, but they don't even play the same format as us, so I don't feel like it's too relevant. It's just more for the lols, because they always play something really crazy, and by that I mean super clunky and
Okay.
super fun.
Yeah, that's true. So you take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, it always looks super good, but you can't. I always feel like every Japanese ever has to be stacking their deck like crazy to be able to get anything going.
Yeah, or you just question what they had to face. Like if that's the thing that made it through, what did they beat?
something is wrong. Something is just not right.
Okay. Do you subscribe to any article websites? Do you? I guess you read quite a lot.
I don't, but I read a lot of the free portions of articles. So yes, I'm cheap. It's not more. It's not more than I'm cheap that I don't bother subscribing.
Yeah.
And I'm not too interested in the lists people are posting anyway. So
Okay.
it's more that I get to see what people think are good right now. That can help. That's a good indication to like where people are in the loop of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because I guess you're someone who plays more games than almost everyone making articles right now. You could have a completely different view from someone else, and then you're like, "Oh, that's where people are at right now. Interesting. I was there
Exactly.
3 weeks ago." Okay.
So when people start playing Zorak Lysenrock and posting articles about that and stuff, I was like, I dismissed this deck a month before London.
Yeah. Okay.
So I know I play a lot.
Do you watch and listen, or watch or listen to any like podcasts or any other content outside of articles?
I listened to a couple I've been in just to see how I sound to other people.
Okay.
But
I was not expecting that answer. That's so funny.
like it's weird. Don't really know most times if I come off as rude or not. Hope to not be. But yeah, I don't really listen too much now. I mostly lose my time playing, honestly,
Yeah.
and doing things I have to do.
Yeah. Fair enough. What are your thoughts on Pokemon live streams? I know you've probably been involved in a lot of them. So, as a viewer and as a player, what do you think about them?
I think they're pretty great. I know coming from other games as well, I really enjoy watching big names in other games play, and find it very entertaining and feel like I can learn a lot from it. So I think the same goes for Pokemon, that it's just great to spread that these big tournaments exist and just make it a little more hype all around. It also feels cooler as a player
Yeah.
when the tournament gets more attention, because then the deeper you go, the more you feel. I don't know. I'm trying to find the right word.
Prestigious, maybe? Something like
Yes, that word, prestigious. I feel like there's a lot more prestige in the tournament and in the game, and for me, it makes me want to work harder on building decks and just putting more effort into it.
Nice.
Because it just feels more prestigious.
So, do you think there's anything they could do to improve it? Is there something you would really like to see them change in the streams, even like as a player? Do you like something different?
If I could get my Selby plushie on the table, that would be great. Other than that, I think it's fine. It's a lot of the streams, at least and the official ones have been very, very, very good lately. And I think they are where they need to be in standard in comparison to other games. So I think it's great.
Cool. If you weren't playing Pokemon most weekends, what would you be spending your time on?
Like if I have any other hobbies or stuff, or
Sure, yeah.
I do enjoy playing tennis. as a sport, and I also enjoy other card games as well. So when I'm not playing cards, I play cards.
So there'll be some other tournament somewhere else that you can be trying to win.
Uh, I'm playing a lot of Hearthstone casually.
Okay.
I really enjoy that.
Do you think it would remain casual just because of time commitments, or would you not want to get into that game more for any reason? Like, what keeps Pokemon the number one for you?
2 seconds.
Yeah, decision turn. I can tell. Okay.
That's a bad turn. Okay, once more.
I was just gonna say, what keeps you doing Pokemon more than like the other games? What keeps Pokemon like on top of the others right now?
It's been a game I've been playing for the longest time, so it's also that I have some kind of bond or familiarity feeling with it.
Sure.
Makes me just very invested and happy when I play the game, which I feel is an important factor. I did have a couple of years where I didn't feel that the game was too fun anymore. I wasn't very motivated to play, so I feel like that's just very important to have.
Yeah.
Because if you're not having fun, it's not really worth doing, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. So a bit of a sad or awkward question, I guess. What would you say is like your lowest point when playing the Pokemon trading card game? Maybe like a bad beat, or losing a winning in, or bubbling a tournament, anything like that you can think of?
Ooh, I don't know really. I've been pretty happy with almost every tournament I ever went to.
Yeah.
Can that be? I played an awful deck at a European Challenge Cup one time. It was not Blastoise. It was Eviltal Mega Mewtwo. It wasn't really good at either. And I didn't do too well. Didn't advance. And I remember being pretty sad that day. I was pretty sad. It was pretty low, but it was just one bad tournament. I remember at Worlds one year as well. I played this crazy rogue deck. I played quad balloons in the plasma format.
Oh yes.
So I could hit for a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So I played a counter deck to the 3 most popular decks in the format. And I only faced those 3 decks.
Yeah.
Except 3 Blastoise decks that were the big hard counter to my deck. But I beat all the 3 Blastoise with pure luck sacking.
Oh yes.
And I lost to one of each of the 3 decks I were supposed to counter.
Wow.
So my total score was 5-3, and I didn't advance.
Oh,
I remember being so sad because the tournament just didn't make sense at all. I beat all my 3 auto losses and lost to 3 auto wins. Just so sad, salty.
So what went alongside the balloons? Because you can't do any damage against Blastoise like at all, right?
No, so
do like
I had
70 damage.
I had 2 Mewtwo and 4 DC in the deck.
Okay.
I piled DCs on Mewtwo and they didn't get Blastoise, and that was that.
That's great. Okay.
Basically.
So the flip side of that would be, what's your favorite Pokemon moment of all time? I guess we've had similar things, but maybe something outside of like a result. Maybe there was like when you saw someone else make it or something like that. Is there any moments outside of just winning? Although there probably are the best feelings.
Other moments. I know that it's a hard one. I don't really know what to answer there.
You can always just say winning. That's fine as well.
Let's say winning a tournament then.
Okay, cool.
Boom.
Easy. Nice one. Okay. Do you have any role models in or outside of Pokemon?
I always try to make myself the role model, even if that sounds cheesy. Try to be the best me I can.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't try to compare myself to others. So at all. So I just try to focus on myself and be just better every day and improve. So I talked a little bit about this before, but even after winning a big tournament, I can go back and now it's even easier. I can go back and look at the videos and kind of analyze my game and try to look after mistakes and see if I did something wrong. And if I did something wrong, I keep myself for it, even though it didn't matter in the end. Just always try to improve.
All right, nice one. So other than Pokemon and all that stuff, more sports related, are there any teams that you follow? Is there any sports that you like to watch closely? I know you like to play tennis. Do you like to watch it as well?
I do. I haven't been able to watch it much lately, though. I've been pretty busy. But I really enjoy watching tennis as well, and watching other games I play or used to play, like StarCraft or Hearthstone or stuff like that. Find it very cool and interesting to watch.
Nice. What would you say is your favorite band or artist right now? You a big music guy?
In music world, pass, I think.
Okay. Do you have a favorite book or a favorite author or anything like that?
When I was little, I really used to enjoy the Harry Potter series.
Okay.
Haven't been very good at reading sophisticated culture in the later years, unfortunately. So
Nor me, mate. I wrote the question down fully knowing that I hadn't read a book since I was about 15.
So yeah, let's leave it with Harry Potter, I think.
All right, that can't be wrong. And what about favorite TV show? Is there anything you like to keep up with?
Not really. I do watch some animes though, from time to time. Even there, I don't watch things regularly. I just watch when I have the time or I feel like I need to just relax and don't play games.
Turn off your brain for a bit.
Yes, exactly.
Do you have a favorite for that?
Not really. It just comes and goes. So, like if you watch a Netflix show and suddenly you sat there for 2 days straight, and it's more like that, I think.
Okay. Do you have a favorite film of all time? I've only got a few more questions, but we'll just play for the sake of it. What's your favorite film?
Favorite film? I don't know.
Do you have a director? Even a genre, maybe? Favorite director?
Do I have a life outside of Pokemon? I don't know.
I've forgotten what that is.
Forgotten what all this stuff is, Joe. I don't know anymore. We just played Pokemon so much.
Is it not a Pokemon film?
No, I don't think so. Even though a lot of the Pokemon films are good, they're not like that good.
No. I'd say they're not that good. Okay. What about favorite food? Do you have a favorite meal type of food? Anything like that?
I do still eat food though.
Yes.
So
As the name in the top left suggests.
exactly. So oh, oops. Bioartillery. I think lasagna is my favorite dish.
Oh, nice. Can you cook? You're a good chef.
I'm decent. I'm not say I'm good, but might be decent.
Okay. What's the best dish that you could whip up and be proud of?
Mm, I don't know, probably lasagna.
Yeah, fair enough. If it's your favorite, it must be good.
It is. It is.
So I guess if you're not big into films, you don't really have a favorite actor or actress.
No, not really.
No. Do you have a favorite comedian? Do you watch any comedy? Listen, any live stuff? Anything like that?
I do from time to time, but I don't watch it enough to having picked out a favorite, I think.
Okay. What about pets? Do you own any pets? Do you have pets as a kid?
I don't own any pets. I used to have a cat though, and I really like cats. So,
What was the cat called?
the cat was called Bilbo.
Oh, Bilbo. What a lad.
Bilbo. Yeah, boy.
Cool. Okay. Do you have any siblings? And if so, have they ever played Pokemon?
I do, and yes. His name is Stola. It's my younger brother. He's 3 years younger than me. And for the last year or two, he's actually been a VGC judge.
Ah, okay.
And he judged European International in the VGC.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that either. That's pretty cool.
No, it's cool. Detect, boy.
Damn. I should have jabbed. The damage. Okay. Okay, last couple of questions before we do shoutouts and all that jazz. If you could have any superpower in the world, what would you choose?
Doing so much travel lately that I want to be able to teleport. So
yes.
no more flights for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of Pokemon players would want exactly that power.
I think teleport is underrated. Seems so broken.
Underrated. I love that.
Underrated.
Okay. And final question from me, bit of a cheesy one, but as a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
As a little child, I wanted to be a garbage man, the one that picks up the trash. I don't know why, but I wanted to be that.
That is a curveball, Tord. I was not ready for that. Why? Why?
No clue why.
Oh my goodness.
But I wanted to.
Well, I've learnt something about you today.
Well, I guess that's good.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, thanks so much for being on, Tord.
No
The
problem.
floor is yours. If you want to do any shout-outs for sponsors or just people or anything in general, now's the time.
Shout out to 8-Bit Planet, my friend Benjamin, all the guys from Limitless and Complexity, and shout out to Joe from having me here. And yeah, very happy to be a part of this community, and I'm looking forward to the next tournament.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Tord. And that is going to end it for this week's OmniPoke Versus. As I'm about to get wrecked by a Guzma, I may as well just scoop now. So I'm going to slap the recorder off. But yeah, hopefully this is good, guys. And if you want to see more of the same in the next few weeks, or if you want me to add any questions to the preset list that I had there, I'll be more than happy to do so. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in another video. Cheers.